Yes, that trader. Both of them are sitting in my dad's lap right now.
Oh, that's nice.
I got ants upstairs too, so
Mm-hmm.
let's record this shindig so we can
Okay.
go be with our families.
Or clean more of your house.
Or clean more of the house, yes. Welcome to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing
and an oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Lemon-Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run.
SCCA or NASA.
We don't discriminate.
As long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussions.
Tips, tricks, as well as news and notes.
From the world of amateur endurance racing.
And whether it's on the spot,
Hella sweet or lucky enough. And Chrissy.
And I give you just the tip.
We're sure you'll giggle a little.
And learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
Whoa.
I don't know what that is.
Still scary Halloween.
Yep. It autoplay went to the Halloween intro.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
Usually you say this is Chris at this point.
Oh yeah. I was sorry. I was too distracted by the
By the lightning.
lightning. This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm mental.
Oh my God. You think this is our first show?
270.
What? Just one. We're
71.
Everyone Racers. Welcome to a Honda F1 episode of our podcast. Not F1, that was last week, but it's episode 271. The Honda RA 271 was Honda's second Formula One racing car and its first to actually enter a race. It was developed around Honda's revolutionary F1 engine, a 1.5 liter V12 in an era when everyone but Ferrari used V8s. The RA271 made its debut in 1964 at the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring. This was just 1 year after Honda started producing road cars. The first Japanese built car ever to round the FIA Formula One World Championship. Its reliability allowed the car and its rookie American driver, Ronnie Bucknam, to finish 13th. The only RA271 is currently on display at the Honda Collection Hall at the Twin Ring. Sorry, Motegi. No, I know my mouse went down. The Twin Ring Motegi in Japan. Not piloting your soon-to-be legendary F1 race car around the most dangerous F1 circuit in the world. Grab the extra safe version of your F1 or your E1R bingo card. Yes, that's it.
That's
what
awesome.
you working on?
Oh, wait. Who did the research on that? Mental. What color was it?
Oh, it was silver.
Oh, I thought it was white.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna say Jeff was right on this one. Just the
right
the
as he Googles it.
Yeah, there you go.
The resolution on my monitor was not high quality.
Right, Chris? Isn't that why the Integras were white? Because the Formula One cars were white.
Championship white.
Championship white. Bam.
Bam.
Look at that. I know Hondas.
No, you don't.
I don't.
What you working on? Mental.
So as I mentioned, was down running with Dead Pedal Racing for the Champ Car at NOLA. Had a great time. Battle Scarred had 5 cars. Actually, I think they had like 9 because they always have that loose affiliation.
Oh.
So they had like Miatas and Mustangs and of course Crown Vics, and they fired up one of their hand control Crown Vics after one of the Miatas, and then they've got their one danged old Camaro. So the Bartons, very famed members of the Battle Scarred folks. They had their kid last year, but I finally got to meet him, and he's a very cute, blue-eyed, sultry little boy who not only loves dogs, but is very, very gentle with elderly weenie dogs.
Really? That's lovely.
He was just
surprising.
Just very, very gently, just would pat it and then just wiggle his hands back and forth, get all excited, and yeah, great little kid.
Oh, how old?
So Cheech made a friend.
Exactly. Oh, Cheech made tons of friends, which goes to my second thing. So traveling down there, we're here and with my folks, which is why you have the different background here.
Oh, okay.
I took Cheech and Vicky kept Moko the rat until she came down. So we had to put him in special carriers, which obviously he doesn't like, but put him on a leash and prance him through the airport. And anyone watching our Instagram stories this week saw the sassy walk.
They
of
were
the-
so cute. I kept turning it
of
on,
the-
going, "Are there race cars?" It's okay. It's the dog
But he was
Aw.
walking through the airport, and I swear he heard every person go, "Oh, look at the weedy dog!"
And he was like,
"That's right. Yes, I'm sexy, and I know it."
Title for the show: Mental shows his wiener on Instagram.
So Sunday night, Vicky and I both landed within 15 minutes of each other on delayed flights into the world's worst airport here in Atlanta, grabbed a hotel room right there by the airport. And the next day picked up our technically rental car, but it's a broader term, which means it's time to play.
Ooh,
Yes.
unexpected.
Yes. Now it's a Turo, which opens up a broad spectrum.
Mm.
So to that end, I feel like to even things out, you should all get 2 questions.
Okay.
All right.
Oh God.
Are you happy? Are you happy about it?
Yes.
Okay.
2
Now
questions.
I'm also. This is not a question. This is a statement. This is something that's going to fit 2 people and dogs and luggage, and so therefore okay with pets, but they're small dogs. Okay.
We know he picked German
It's Georgia. It's in the South. Not necessarily. Not
right out of the
necessarily.
gate.
Can I ask a
Georgia in
Turo
the South.
question?
Oh, go ahead. I was
I
going to
don't
make a
kn-
bold
I don't
guess.
know enough. Really? You have two questions to ask. Can you, is it like Uber that you just like, do you select the car from Turo? Can you just be like, I need a car close to me, and you can be like, well, that's a Civic, and that's a Rogue, and that's a, you can just select that. Is that how that the platform works? I've never used the platform before, so I just want
Absolutely.
to understand.
And-
Okay,
and-
so you're
and
choosing.
unlike Uber, if I wanted to, I could rent an 82 Toyota Camry for $7 a day or something like that. Or
Okay,
if you want a classic car, I've seen 69 Corvettes and things like that.
okay.
Chris is going down the right path. This is obviously a much more reasonable and newer and nicer vehicle. But yes, Turo. you can
Okay,
put-
that doesn't count as
yeah.
my questions because I just don't know enough about Turo.
That's fair.
I'm making the rules
Regular
up
people
there.
renting their car.
Well, and
That's what it is.
and I think Chris has got the right idea. Each of you ask one question, because then you guys have a solid knowledge base, and then come back for the second question.
Okay.
Is it German?
No.
See, I said.
Yep, you did.
Like everybody I ever see who rents on Turo, it's like Audi A4.
I wanted
Okay.
to get to where I was going without having to replace an engine.
Facts.
How far did you have to drive?
To get it or to have the car?
Once you
To-
have it.
Yeah,
Okay.
once you have it, yes, you're getting it close to the airport or something like that, and then you're getting, and then you have to
40,
drive.
40 minutes. My parents live in what used to be the boonies and is now the suburbs of
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta. And then obviously we did a
Which
little bit of running
direction?
around today.
That doesn't count as my question. Which direction of
North.
north?
Ish.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I was going south for work, so I was just wondering.
Yes, no. We're heading up in the hills.
Okay, well, I went down but
Uh,
into the hills,
does-
so I don't know if that's a thing.
Does it have a hatch or a trunk?
Oh, good question. It does have a hatch.
That doesn't narrow it
Okay.
down.
These are my
Okay.
2 questions. No, it
Here-
does.
Here's my question, which is going to help us all, and we should have asked earlier.
Mhm.
What was the daily rate approximately?
Oh, good.
Because you could
Gosh.
spend like $250 and have like a Porsche.
Yeah, but it's
or
Thanksgiving
you can
week.
spend
Like that's
$7.
it may
and
not
have an
matter
84
depending on
Civic.
the. I don't know if that matters. It's a
I
high priority time. Hell, if we
It
live
is.
close, I might,
is.
and I had a car to rent, I might do it. Hey, I got a Corvette. Somebody want to rent my Corvette?
No, that's why we need to know, because a Corvette wouldn't rent unless it was nice and cheap.
Okay,
Sure. It's right now. It's just sitting out in front of my yard. so-
Approximate. You don't have to tell me exactly. I mean,
Is it
Okay.
$200, $100.
Oh, the daily rate.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the daily rate. The daily rate was $72 a day, but there's also a $60 trip fee, $42
Yeah,
in
fee
It's like
and
sales
it's like
tax.
Airbnb.
blah, blah,
blah,
Airbnb.
blah,
Yeah.
right.
All right,
Exactly.
for 70
and then
bucks.
and then 170 for the protection, which is $30 a day. So basically with the protection and the car, figure $100 a day.
Okay, from what I understand, and I'm just telling this for my other co-hosts here, $70 a day. Mental did not get anything too flashy. This was a solid choice, not a bold choice.
Okay. I'm
Who's going first?
out of questions. So Jeff,
No,
you
no,
guys-
we're
I
guessing.
think- No, Chrissy, I think you still have one more question.
I will
Somebody
take
that-
another. I think
Yeah.
I used mine, but I will because I asked
It was
extra.
a-
And
it was a Turo classification, but that's legit for the folks playing the home game.
sure. I don't have another question. I was ready to guess because I thought I
right.
think I used both my questions.
Just
Continent?
you did. Just go
Continent?
guess then. Guess.
All right.
Ask him the continent
What is the continent?
that it was made on.
Ooh, okay.
That might change my answer.
That's a tricky question.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
continent of the
Of the
manufacturer. The continent the manufacturer is just generally associated with. How about that?
All right. Well, then we'll say it's Japanese.
Okay. Because like an
RAV4.
Accord is made in Japan and Ohio. but-
Ohio. Exactly. Yeah.
That's I'm immediately into something made in a Japanese plant in America because he already let that leak. I'm going to say
I said
Let's see.
RAV4.
I'm going to say Camry.
He said hatch.
He said hatch.
Did say hatch. Okay, take out
Chrissy said
Camry.
RAV4. I'll say
RAV4.
s-
Answer RAV4, and then we'll keep going.
Did answer RAV4.
Oh.
No, you guys all
Oh, we're all, and then you're going to
because
say
it's
who-
because
all
it's
right, okay,
Turo,
okay,
so
okay.
we kind of got to get like a Price is Right rules.
I'm gonna say Mazda
Oh,
CX-5.
I always lose those.
in America. I didn't know.
CX-5. No, but it's the kind of
E-
thing Mental would pick, and it's nice, and he likes it, and it's the right size and reasonable price. and-
Palisade. That's Korean.
Okay. Closest without going over is actually Chrissy. I rented a Lexus UX 200. Which
no idea
is-
what that is.
Never get that.
Yeah.
What?
It's
the
the,
Lexus?
it's the Lexus RAV4.
I had
Yeah.
no idea such a thing existed.
Yeah.
I would have never picked those letters and put them together.
No,
But
and
thanks
that's why
for-
I
for
yeah, I was
It's the
gonna give you-
it's the one that everyone forgets about because it's actually really little tiny. Like,
it is.
It's
It's
it's,
an
smaller than the
itty
RAV4
bitty-
even. It's this big.
Yeah. I hate the transmission,
Yeah, why not?
obviously. But it actually has the it's got the driver assist, which is kind of nice in traffic.
Mhm.
Typical Toyota for the era. It's a little twitchy. So you do end up keeping your standing there. And the neat thing about it is it has the mouse pad for interfacing. So it's a square touchpad, and that's how you
Yeah. I
access
hate
the
that in that
radio.
car.
I kind of like it because it falls
Ah.
easy to my hand, and I look up and I don't have to reach up and do anything with dials. It's a Vicky.
Ah,
It is now landed on Vicky's list of possible cars. And the other thing
get
about
out.
it, if you turn on like the heated seats and the heated steering wheel and you turn the car off, when you turn the car back on, they just turns them back on. It leaves everything when you got out of the car.
Or does it know it's cold? Because I'm pretty sure that's what a Cadillac does.
The Cadillac knows if it's cold or hot and automatically
Does.
turns those on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
what happened
Luxury
today.
RAV4 sounds great, but Chris, you say it's a little smaller?
It is. This is actually a smaller size than the RAV4. It's like a Mazda CX-3 size. Yeah, it's designed to
I'm
be.
down
It's like their
for-
city car, basically.
I'm
Mhm.
down for cute utes. I think cute utes are a great thing to have.
Yeah, if you make no pretense of it being off-road, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just-
Good for hitting potholes. Great.
So,
All right,
all right.
done.
Mhm.
All right, next.
Thanks.
So, Jeff, what are you working on?
So I spent the weekend in the woods with my college students fighting for social justice. We had a social justice retreat, so I was
Isn't that the
camping
wrong
and
place to for social justice?
No, no,
Take
you-
In the
one
woods.
of those words, any of those words out of that sentence completely changes the impact of that sentence.
Yes. You have to take college students away,
Fight justice retreat.
or else they won't pay
Or-
attention.
Take
So-
fighting college students in the
There
woods.
you go.
Yeah.
I went to camp and I was fighting college students all weekend. No. They were wonderful people. And we did ropes courses and things. And I totally should have had prepared the picture of we did like a logic thing where you had to move tires. And
You showed it on our
I
Slack.
showed it on the Slack and I didn't prepare to put it on the screen, but I immediately walked up and I was like, that's a hand kook. And they're like, move the yellow one. I was like, move the hand kook. So, you know what? I'm going to make a TikTok out of it. Check
Were
my
they
TikTok.
yours?
Were they
No,
our
they were
tires?
not
No,
your
no.
tires.
They were
Just
they
random
were
tires.
on a
Random.
post and
They
they
were
had
painted.
to move them. It was like
I was just no, I saw that. I wasn't sure if they were actually yours from your backyard.
no. The camp
Because I feel
provided.
like that's something Jeff would provide.
I
Oh,
know,
I've got
right?
a great idea. Here's a bunch of my old tires. Move them around.
Right? See, this is not, you're getting me. I just, what? Yes, there's your tires on the pictures.
Tires on a stick.
Tires on a
Okay.
stick.
And look at the tread pattern. You know it.
Yeah, those are
That was the
RE71s.
Yokohama Avid and Vigor.
Exactly. I was a Yokohama but anyway. So that's what we did. And for an entire week now, and I even posted this in the Slack, I am still fighting the TPMS light in my Hyundai Veloster N.
At
Here's
some
the
point,
short
it's
story.
the sensor, but
Here's the no, I don't think it's a sensor either. I think it's the computer. Bling, TPMS light is smart enough to know which tire. I go to that tire, it's 27 pounds. I was like, that really shouldn't set it off. I jack it up to 30 where it belongs. Not where it belongs, where the manufacturer thinks it belongs. Light doesn't turn out. Next day, light doesn't turn out. Next day, light doesn't turn out. The readout knows how many pounds are in it. I put in 2 more, now it says 32. Like, it can read the tire pressure. It just still thinks it's low.
you need to reset its It's like so
Exactly.
you tell it like this is okay, and it says, "Oh, okay, great." And if it varies too much from that, that's fine.
As far as I can tell, Hyundai has to do it.
That's crazy.
I have done
No.
everything in my power.
No.
According to everything I'm reading, there is no way to do this. I've gone through through all the settings. I've gone through all the in computer. I've done everything I
It's
can.
crazy.
There's nowhere.
It's not like it's a Mercedes where Mercedes is known for that. And you're just like, oh,
But
okay,
even
fine.
the Mercedes has it in a menu in the steering wheel stuff.
No, went through every menu.
The Cadillac menu in the steering wheel stuff. Even my 2021 CRV, I just spent a bunch of time and I just had to do the exact same thing because it wasn't quite right after that drive and the temperature change. It was in a menu in the infotainment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vicky's old Tiguan also, like, you would set the tire pressures and it
And
would
then
say,
hit the button.
are you sure this is what the new pressure should be? Yes.
Yep.
Can't find it. According to the internet, a bunch of Hyundais used to have a button under the steering wheel. Not my Hyundai. Went through everything.
All right.
Can't find it.
That's
Hey,
dumb.
under warranty, bring it back. Fix
Pretty
it.
much.
Chance
it.
problem is getting it in because there's like their backlog of never mind.
That's
So
it.
once-
And
once you
also,
get on the
it
schedule,
feels
you're
like
right.
something you want to send Jen in to do.
It's true.
She won't
Let's
drive
do
it,
Chris
though.
next.
It's too
Chris, what are you
loud.
doing?
I split wood.
Forever.
Yeah,
You
I spent-
split wood forever.
I seriously spent an entire weekend splitting wood. If you may remember back several months back, that we had some trees taken down in the backyard. Well, we only had one, but then our next door neighbor had one, and then our neighbor behind him had 3. So there were 5 giant ash trees taken down. And I said to the guy, "Why don't you just cut those up in 16-inch lengths or so and just leave them here?" And I said, "I'll split those in like November because I'm not doing anything else in November." So I spent the last couple weekends doing things that I
It
wasn't
was only
planning on doing.
just a little bit cold.
Was that a
It was-
rental splitter? I saw.
I rented a log splitter, a 26-ton log splitter with a Honda motor from Total Rental, and towed it home. It has a little. It's a little tiny trailer of its own, basically towed it behind the Cadillac, and so yeah, I split wood all weekend. And a lot of these logs, this is not just like a log. This is a tree trunk. Like, can't really wrap my arms all the way around it. Tree trunk sections. So those take a while, but I mean, like, one of those gets you 20 pieces of wood for the fireplace, but it takes that many chops and things, and it's very hard to move around and
That
stuff.
many
So
chops.
I think it's between 3 and 4 cords that I've done so far, and I've got probably another most of a day left. I think I'm going to have about 6 cords of wood when I'm all done with this. So I'm not going to need to buy any firewood for quite a long time, but that took a
Well,
long time, and I'm still a
Between
little
now
creaky.
and a year from now, you will.
Why?
I'm not going to burn 6 cords of wood in a year. We have the
I'm
fireplace on like a
saying-
Friday
I'm
night.
saying you got to let it season. Can't burn it yet.
Oh,
Well,
we have
fortunately,
some.
A lot of these trees were already dead,
Oh,
really
stand
dead.
Very nice.
and they've been down and sectioned but not split since July. And
And
we
they're
already had about
really
half a
dead.
cord from
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah,
So
you'll be right.
we'll work our way in. I think we'll be
Mhm.
okay.
We
But
can
by
always add
by
one every once in a while.
starting next year, we're having it for years.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway,
I'm saying,
while
yeah,
I was-
you shouldn't need firewood as long as you still like work.
Pretty much.
yeah, we end
Yeah.
up going through like 3/4 of a cord a year. Anyway, I also smoked some meat, smoked a big pork butt using Kurt's rub recipe. and did that. So it was great. I was out and it was like 28 degrees when I did it on Sunday, and it was really windy. It was kind of sad, but was smoke, chopping wood. Chrissy was leaf blowing and raking leaves. We're smoking meat, having a fall beer. It's like, it doesn't get much more autumn than this.
Wait, did you get a smoker?
Yeah.
Did I know that?
No, I don't know if we told you, but now it's our new favorite thing. Every weekend we're like, what are we smoking? Let's do it.
Not listed in our listener feedback. Sajeev was rather offended by your choice of beers.
What was I drinking then?
I believe the quote was, "Have you no shame?"
What was I even drinking? I don't remember at the time.
Oh, I think
pumpkin spice.
Oh, that was Chris.
Oh, that was me. Yeah. Next to my pumpkin spice cup. It was so pumpkin-y.
Hey, Jeeve, get off your high horse, all right?
Oh,
You
it
drink
was-
any kind of beer
it
they
was
want.
it was a pumpkin spice milk stout latte. I mean, it was very good. It was
It's very bougie. I think,
it was
yeah.
very
Very bougie,
bougie.
yes. But I'm just saying, you know what the best kind of beer is? The kind that you like.
Oh, thanks.
Unless it's Chickalob. That doesn't
It's
count.
true.
I said beer.
That's so okay. Thank you.
All right.
Chrissy, what you doing
I
other than drinking bougie beers?
I did drink normal beers as well, but I don't think I posted that picture because I was whatever. I was raking leaves while Chris was splitting wood, and I watched Chris chop some wood, and I might have done some dumpster diving at work. I really hope nobody from work is listening to this.
Well, you still race with that one team? Because they're probably like, oh man, she got race car parts.
No, I was looking for pallets. So
Pallets.
yes,
To put all
to
this
put all
wood
the wood on.
If there's a pallet in the dumpster, they don't want it.
Well, it's true they don't
Facts.
want it, but
Yeah.
I'm the safety person trying to get pallets out of
Oh. So you're saying
Climbing in
the
the dumpster.
act of getting them was unsafe?
Well, I might have gone around a banister that tries to hold people out of it. Anyway, I was totally safe about it.
You were testing to see if those systems were effective.
Absolutely.
I started the conversation with from the shipping group to say, if someone were to are you allowed to take pallets away from Mark? They said, if it's in the dumpster, it's for you. I said, well, how would one get the pallets out of the dumpster safely? And they said, sounds like you're setting us up with this question. And I was like,
I refuse to answer that question.
I was like, you're not wrong, but I actually want to know. So just for like me. And so fortunately there were a bunch of that were on top. So it was really not safe, not unsafe. But the problem was to try to make sure that nobody saw me do it, because I'm like, the last thing I need anybody to do is be like, Chrissy was in the dumpster this morning. So I really just try to stay away from that. But that's fine. I got them out.
Loading pallets from the dumpster into her Escalade. Like,
I legit, and it was,
Why not?
this is at 6 a.m. and it was 20 degrees outside. So I'm like running around in 8 jackets, and I'm like, okay, let's load them up. Let's get
Doing
out of
it
here.
fast so nobody finds you too. So you're like,
Basically, that's what I was doing. And there's, of course, it's on a dock that there's so many lights because safety. So yes. Okay. So that was my morning run around. And then we're preparing for a whole bunch of people to come over for Thanksgiving. So, so we're doing lots of cleaning. That's it.
There you go.
okay. Well, are you tired of complaints about how cars have gotten fatter with no data about
Yes.
it? Well, Chris Teague from The Truth About Cars clued us into a new solution. Carsized.com, Carsized. Carsized lets users choose 2 different models and compare their exterior dimensions. As Chris points out, it's useful for normal folks, to see if the new car is going to fit in the garage, but also for nerds like us to help inform buying decisions, and gives a good visual representation of the changes between 2 different cars. It's not perfect. There's some ads. There's a shallow range of model year selection, but it'll grow. Like I'd looked up the 2008 Mazda 3 versus the 2017 Mercedes E-Class, and it's mostly all on the back end. The front's a little bit longer, but it's got a lot more wheelbase and rear
And
door
it shows
and
you
trunk.
that it's not
It shows
just
a-
like,
it shows
well,
a
this one's.
picture. No, it shows a
this is-
picture of like the Mercedes
Like
in
it
the
puts
back
them
and the
against each
Mazda in
other
the
so you
front.
can see what's.
Right. And then you take like a Miata and an Escalade and go, oh, you're going to die.
That's pretty fantastic.
Oh, this
So,
is kind of fun.
It's kind of fun. If you're bored, take a look, but
Sure.
worth a click.
A
Interesting.
link to the article and to the websites in our show notes.
Interesting. I like it.
So this is fun because the other day I went to the Harbor Freight and I had to buy something. I don't remember what it was. And I parked my little Veloster next to an SN95 Mustang. I was surprised they were almost the same size. Like my little tiny hatchback and a car that you don't consider little and tiny. I was like,
What's that saying? You're small?
no, I think they're getting bigger. I think what's used to be considered a little tiny car is what a normal size car was a couple years ago.
Got it.
I'll have to look that up. SN95 Mustang versus Hyundai Velosters.
Anyway, you know what else you can look up? Straight from our team Slack channel. If you're in our Slack channel, you're not probably. In between all the Verstappen bashing I had to deal with, and contribute to a little, there is some troubling news. eBay is banning the sale of any aftermarket parts that defeats emission systems. Yes, eBay. eBay is banning this. Oh, sorry. Rob Stumpf at The Drive details the latest. The story came in when someone attempted to sell their Honda tuner and was reportedly met with an error informing them that this was a prohibited item. Dun, dun, dun. Quote, eBay is not currently allowing any tuners, regardless of functionality, in order to ensure our compliance with our policy prohibiting defeat devices. Please do not resist was the error.
Or relist. It's a little different than do not resist.
Do not relist. I'm sorry. For those of you watching on YouTube, I got about a sentence in and realized I couldn't read that without my glasses.
Exterminate.
Yeah.
Do not resist. Resistance is futile. An eBay spokesperson confirmed the banning. Their policy on prohibited items officially prohibits many items being sold on its platform.
Explain.
Tuners, services, software, or devices that modify the performance of vehicles. Aftermarket standalone, quote, non-OEM electronic control units, including full electronic injection conversion kits. That's surprising. You can't buy an EFI kit. Anyway, powertrain or exhaust parts that are intended for, quote, race only or, quote, off-road only, because, that used to be the workaround. Active fuel management, dynamic fuel management, or auto stop start disablers. There's auto stop start disablers? I had no idea. Any kind of blocking plates for emissions control systems, products that remove catalytic converters, throttle response controllers, exhaust servo eliminators, devices intended to bypass or reduce the flow to oxygen sensors. Wow, this sucks. Rob does note that PayPal hasn't banned these items, meaning that people can still find solace in knowing that they can use platforms like Facebook Marketplace, yes, I said it that way on purpose, and automotive forums to still buy and sell these types of goods and pay with most peer-to-peer apps. News from The Drive that doesn't make you happy. Link in the show notes.
Thanks, bro-dozers and crackle tuners.
Yeah, seriously.
There's ones that made it
douchebags.
obvious, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Seems those pesky OEMs are cutting production by almost 80,000 this week. As Kyle Hyatt at Jalopnik tells us, that means the dealership's price gouging shenanigans are likely to be ongoing for the foreseeable future. The cut is not actually motivated by pricing. Instead, it's that damn global semiconductor shortage we keep hearing about. The total output cut seen in 2022 by North American producers of vehicles is closer to 400,000, which goes a long way towards explaining the ongoing issues with price gouging on new models, since it's tough for dealers to get their hands on them. That and most dealers are jerks. Kyle adds, interestingly, but not surprisingly, it appears China has managed to dodge the chip shortage bullet this year, but given how many chips are produced there, that makes sense. Link in our show notes.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but the wife still getting daily emails from the Kia dealer lowering prices week to week. So your mileage may vary.
Okay.
Yep. Apparently Alfa Romeos are widely available.
Yay!
Eric Peterson, the
Yes.
team kit principal for Dead Pedal Racing with the Maserati, has one of those, and I've ridden in it. It's a wonderful car, but he freely admits, he's like, "Oh, I know, It's also interesting about Alfa Romeos. They still, the owner loyalty with JD Powers, number one.
Oh, I believe it.
Reliability, no. But
Shaky.
loyalty, absolutely.
Everyone I know who's had one says, love this car.
Well, they know what they're getting into. You bought an Alfa, it's going to do Alfa things.
I hope they know.
How many times do they say soul as they are talking about it too?
That's right.
That's a ding moment every time they do that.
Dang.
No, if you look at the average buyer, I mean, we know Jason from Bert, he had one, and then Tom Lamino. These people are not used to having cars that actually run.
Or making good decisions, especially
Yeah.
Tom. Jason is fine, makes fine decisions, but not
Needs
Tom.
to be all right.
Yeah, okay.
Although
All
I
right.
think he's living like jobless in New York City right now, and he thinks that's going to work. So I don't know.
Oh, good for him. It's fine. Okay, next. Somebody gonna shout out the intro? Like
Nope.
whatever?
No, we don't
Fine,
intro
Hey,
this. We just
folks,
say it.
You're bored, you're listening to your parents yammer on during the holidays, or that really, really crazy brother-in-law who's talking about all those dang government
love it.
conspiracies.
Go to Racing
You know,
Junk.
yeah, exactly. Just pull out your phone and head on over to Racing Junk because it's gonna put a smile on your face. It's free to browse, it's free to advertise, but you get that premium membership, you cut out all the ads and get straight to the good stuff.
That was
like
quite
we've
the
talked
intro.
about F1 Hondas, but how about one of the early road going Hondas available in America on racingjunk.com right now is this 1971 Honda AN600 sedan, which
Wow.
not really sedan, but they called it a sedan.
Wow.
Anyway, it'll easily fit under a Christmas tree.
Yes.
It was the first car officially imported to the USA by Honda, originally sold at motorcycle dealers because that's all they had. Had a 600cc single overhead cam air cooled 2-cylinder that churns out a whopping 45 horses, but it revs to
Aw.
like 8,000 RPM. Imagine a Mini that is kind of manic, really. 7,300 miles on it after a restoration. It's got an NOS exhaust, engine, bumpers, and grille, leather seats, tweed inserts, plush carpet, power windows, and
What?
this flame job that
Yeah, the
some might find hella sweet. Some may
Flame
say,
job is amazing.
no thanks. But, you know, your
Oh,
mileage
even the
may
wheels
vary.
have little flames on them.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, they're the kind of wheels that they have like little, like part of
And
the
those-
dishes. Yeah, there you go.
Those are Cosmic Mag wheels. They're 10-inch wheels with
Aw.
Yokohama A008s, rust-free Cali car in North Carolina. It's even been upgraded to a 12-volt electrical system. Has a Japanese
Wow.
flag on it. If it's really someone tried to make this a Mini, and if it didn't have the flames, I'd be all about it. But those flames kind of ruined it for me. They even
mean,
has a
the-
factory owner's manual, repair manual, toolkit, parts book. 12 grand. This is like that. That's a good deal. I don't think these are going to really go down in value because they're so weird and unique.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, nobody like the flames are like kind of like a joke. Like, no, they're
No,
not.
but
like,
it's
they're not real. Yeah, that's what I think. Upcoming races. Oh, there's nothing this week. So season is coming down.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there are only 6 races in the amateur endorsing racing calendar, but we did have a race that happened. We had Eric Root on the show on the during the Great River Rally. The results came back. Organizer's choice went to the chicken car. Oh my gosh, this car was amazing. I hope you saw it somewhere. Some of the social medias. It was awesome sauce. Chevy Caprice PPV. Judge's choice went to the Le Slaber in a Buick LeSabre. The random acts of stupidity went to the safety Tatas and their Cadillac DeVille, and the Minnesota Nice went to Grammy and Pop-Up Snack Shop, which we talked about, which were awesome. They gave everybody snacks.
It's important
Everyone
to do
likes
that.
snacks.
Everyone loves snacks. Another race report. So we were down in the Big Easy and we ran on Saturday. It was pouring.
This is the
rain.
champ car, right?
Awesome sauce.
Yes, champ
Yes.
car race. Started out in the wet and then got worse, quickly moved into standing water, which is all kinds of fun in a 300 horsepower turbocharged rear wheel drive sedan with a wheelbase of a desk.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
The owner and the other driver, Craig, decided they didn't want to drive in the rain. So it was me
I
and
blame
Ian
them.
all day.
Nice.
Just me and Ian
Wow.
sailing in the water, being one front wheel drive car. The is a JCP Mini Cooper. Lester Epps is a part of that team. When he's not working with Haggerty, he goes and runs with that thing. And that thing literally did nothing but run around us, just, lap us. Only front wheel drive car there. And they were like, it's raining. We haven't noticed. So, by the time we got done Saturday, the Eric said, put fuel in it, put it in the trailer. We'll mess with everything in the morning. So we went and got something to eat because we were all just soaking wet and cold and tired. And we get the car out of there. It cracked brake rotor. We know that we're not supposed to be running drilled rotors. We get that. It's a Maserati. You find me better parts for Maserati and roll.
You get what you get. Get
oh
upset.
yeah, you didn't say that. So
Yeah.
you just posted the picture of the rotor, and everybody blamed you. They were
Yes.
like,
Yes.
"What? Why? What are you doing? Duh!" Like
You also, not you, I should say. What's the owner of the car's name?
Eric.
Eric's dad.
Eric, we had
it's
him on the show.
Eric.
Yeah,
Senior.
Eric Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ian-
Eric
Ian
Senior
is the other one. Yeah. There's only one Eric.
Sorry, Eric. Yeah, Eric. Eric had some fantastic wheel spacer like item that's not a wheel spacer. It's like some sort of manufactured
They had it machined
machined.
to get the tire under the car that they needed
Yeah.
to make it.
I mean,
do
it's a
what
wheel
they-
spacer. It's just not a slapped in kind of disc.
No,
It's-
it looks like there are 3 half-inch wheel spacers on the car, but it was a custom machined hub that they had made. Yeah, the man's an aerospace engineer.
Yeah.
Trust. And I know what kind of train does he, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was it's
What kind
still
of train
yeah.
flies in space.
But so
Space
Sunday,
train.
yeah, space train. Sunday we show up. Craig gets in the car. It's dry, and he goes out. There's some oil on the track. Another car starts to come into him. He takes the car slightly off track, chews up the front splitter, comes sees an oil light, shuts the engine down, comes in on the rollback. It's taken out the oil cooler. And while we're fiddling with trying to just route that back into the engine, we also found out that the master cylinder was giving way, which was giving Ian and me problems in the rain. The right front would just lock up under brakes, like, in a puddle. Perfectly safe. Great way to manage a car in the rain. So we had that issue that we tracked back to that. And while they're dealing with that, the third issue is the radiator sprung a leak while we were sitting there. We're like, okay, that's 3 strikes. Put it in the trailer. Let's go karting. So it was a wonderful time, but a disappointing turnout for the dead pedal
the
Maserati.
actual race.
And you seem to do well in the go-karting because you won every time, right?
Nope. Got my I won Friday when
I
Ian
knew
wasn't
that
there.
answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And then Sunday, Ian proceeded to every race hand me my head by a second. And there was like a 14-year-old kid there who, like, they all knew him and he was super fast. And then it would be Ian. And then I was 4th, I think. And then another one, there was a local girl who's also quite fast. And then, so yeah, I was always just out of the podiums because of Ian and locals. So all of that trash they talk on the Apex adjacent about Ian being a fierce karter. It's fact. He can wheel.
Got
Which-
it.
Cool.
So all of those social media postings, and we had lots of interactions with everybody, and everybody was reacting to the pictures of the dogs and things like that. The
Yeah.
guys are battle scarred. It
In
was
the
great.
little jacket. The little
Which-
ears bouncing.
Absolutely. And when they do that, we call that, Chrissy,
I don't know. Cute.
When people
Listener-
give us
the-
feedback.
Listener feedback.
Yes.
sure,
Listener
yeah.
feedback time.
Thank you.
My aunt's from Chicago's upstairs going, why is he yelling?
Why? Who's he yelling at? Why is he yelling these random words?
So DJ 914 on the Facebooks gave us a shout out under the Citrus Racers Lounge to a potential new listener, Davis May, who just scored a 99 Buick Regal GS, and he is prepping it for lemons.
Good luck
Um,
with that.
Oh,
Yeah, welcome
what
to the
year is
asylum.
that?
It's
Like
one
the
of the
90s?
99, he said.
Oh,
99.
there you go.
What
Listening.
year? I'm sorry. What? Whatever. Post it
Sorry,
what you're
I-
working
I-
on.
What kind of
Chevy.
car? What brand? What?
I did
Okay.
not hear 99. I apologize.
And if you read the notes, it would be right there. Posted
I'm
we
later making the notes because I didn't do my homework. So.
posted what you're
Uh-huh.
working on. First and foremost, let's congratulate Randy Bish and his official bride on getting hitched. Oh,
Congratulations!
it looked like a fantastic wedding. I was trying to see all the pictures that they were posted in. I'm sure it was just off the hook.
There's no way that could
Congratulations.
not be fun.
I
So-
know.
I know.
Seriously. Congratulations. It looked awesome.
So
Congrats,
I was
yes,
going to
congrats.
send one of my Pittsburgh friends to show up and just be like, "Hi, I'm here to eat Jeff's food."
Yeah, oh,
And I
yeah.
was like, that would be weird. But then I would be like the weirdest thing that happened in the race. No.
That wouldn't be.
No,
Not
nope,
even
not
close
even
to
a
the
little bit.
weirdest thing. I
Nope.
saw Gorn. I saw there was some. I didn't realize it was a costume wedding.
It was a lot, is what it was.
Andrew S. was sorting a pile of bicycles for an organization called Bikes for Peace. They're based out of New Hampshire and right now are repairing and refurbishing thousands of bicycles, which are being delivered to Syria and Lebanon by container freight by New Day, an organization committed to rebuilding the lives of refugees and empowering vulnerable populations. Links to our
That
notes.
Is amazing.
Cool.
Like what? What am I doing with my life? John.
Watching people split wood, drinking pumpkin spice beer,
I mean, I know what I'm doing with my life, and that's the kind of work that sounds
jumping
amazing.
in dumpsters.
Don't remind me. John Quasimofo was running comm and electrical lines because Central Michigan is too cold out to play with Datsuns.
Was that me?
Yes.
You're
Jim B
green.
was swapping out the OG growling wheel bearing of his 12-year-old SUV with 185,000 miles. Oh my God, I'm sure that needed a press.
Oh
At least he lives in California, so it's not
And
like
it's probably not rusty. Yeah.
not as bad.
no.
Yep. Luke A said, quote, "It's been snowing nonstop for 3 days. Unfortunately, not a lot is getting done." And I saw that picture and no, thank you. Nope. Don't want any of it.
Hope they went to the liquor store first.
Right, and got bread and milk too. David E was starting starting the leaves one day after leaf collection came through my street. Wow.
Yeah, ours are still out even from
Yeah,
Saturday.
they are, but still, they're not in my lawn.
No, Troy H was wondering who is prepping for Atlanta.
Hmm.
Again.
Jeff.
Yeah. Come on.
Mike K. Sorry, I'm doing my homework. Mike K. was had a new to him sidecar equipped with a motorcycle, and he was getting ready for riding it with his new puppy. And I immediately said, "Pics of the dog, or it didn't happen."
Oh,
And
he
he has
says
yet
those
to
to us-
respond.
No, he texts us pictures of those things.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
see
he
the
texts
text.
you.
Text.
I don't
He
know
did-
how to
well,
even
he-
get
That's
the
us.
text.
Text is the E1R. Yeah.
Well, I
it's
don't even know how to
fantastic.
get those. Okay. Anyway, Eric K was also swapping the right front axle on my 2003 Audi. I spent more time cleaning the black CV grease than actually doing any of the engine. Totally a thing. Not a horrible job, he said.
It's better when the CV grease doesn't explode all out of it after being on the racetrack when it's
And
extra
then-
liquidy.
And then your wife has to clean it up while wearing a corset.
Yep.
That's
That's
true.
Bruce was worried about my wood chipping straining my back,
He was concerned about this.
which, that's the most Bruce thing ever. Telling you, no, but he's told me a way to make it easier because that's also the most Bruce thing ever. All right, now you get to sit in a log, but have the other logs nearby so you can just kind of move them down in assembly line style like that. That's very Bruce.
And while
Thank you,
I
sir.
was like, no, he's doing fine. And then you did. And I was like, actually, he realized this. Didn't hear you or see you it on Facebook. So
because
there
he
you go.
wants something to sit down on. And it's like, well, here's a log. I
There
could
you go.
split it, or I could just sit
So
on
sit
it.
on a log. That's really actually kind of smart. You
Yeah.
don't have one of those like log rolling like fork things, do you?
No, I've never
No.
done this before. I'm not planning on doing it again. I just happened to have
I don't know. Maybe they rented it with you with the.
I happen to
splitter.
have 5 trees down in my yard, and I got to go somewhere. And this is better than paying. And this is like more than $1,000 worth of firewood, so it's worth.
Yeah. A lot of times
worth
they
doing.
charge you extra if they don't take the wood because they're trying to sell the wood. But
Well,
anyway,
they were. Yeah, who knows what they're going to do? But the prices they gave us for taking the trees down quite reasonable. Put it that way. So
Matt F was checking out their latest $1,000 purchase. I saw it, but I don't remember
is
what
it?
it was.
It was
Matt,
a
what'd you
picture of,
buy?
yeah, it's a picture of suspension.
well, that narrows it down.
Oh,
That's
I
right. I
didn't
did
see
see
that.
that, and I was trying to figure out what it was.
Oh.
Probably another Thunderbird or some crap like that.
Who knows?
Whatever.
Space pants
Yeah. Hey, you know who doesn't own a crappy Thunderbird?
or space pants.
So true. Yep. My
Chrissy's
mother.
mom never owned a crappy. Has she ever owned a crappy Thunderbird?
No.
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 All right.
Or space pants.
No,
No.
no, not that I know of anyway.
Closest would be the Cutlass Sierra.
Cutlass Sierra.
Ooh.
Yeah. Except Ford Chevy product. Other than that, it's the same thing.
Still terrible Malaise era American car.
It's true.
Yeah.
Bench seats. front
Yeah.
and
Oh, hell
back,
yeah.
crash
about a-
velour.
How about a
Yeah.
210 Datsun?
That's a cool
Nothing
car.
wrong with it.
That's cooler.
Yeah.
I know.
Is that 5-speed by any chance?
Yeah. That's how I learned.
Nice.
That's how I learned to shift.
My best friend Steve, pilot, had a 510 that he inherited
Oh.
from an ex-girlfriend of mine when she went to college.
That's not weird.
And he ran into somebody who had a 210, and he said, "Well, we got to race them because we got 300 more."
Yep, totally.
In theory.
Main topic time. I believe this is Chris's least favorite episode of the year. Mental the hippie. Yes, his locks are flowing, but he also has a degree in talking bullshit to other people. Who is your favorite philosopher, Mr. Philosophy Degree?
Oh goodness. Really? We're not going. What?
Yeah, I mean, your easiest one is Socrates because he was also a soldier and a patriot.
Got it. I was going to go with René Descartes, but he's a drunken fart. Never mind. Anyway, this is the Thankfulness episode where we're going to talk about our feelings and stuff. And Chris is going to look deep inside his robot heart and try and find something nice to say about all these topics we're going to force him to talk about. Oh, we put it out to the listeners. Do you remember that last week? We said, hey, you tell
This
us what
is
you're...
amazing.
I know. And Adam Norwaki, is it Norwaki or Norwiki? I thought it was Norwaki. Anyway, he took the time to message us and give us his list of gratitude, list of things that Adam is grateful for 2022, that is. All the members and friends of Team FOMOCO that play his
Mofoco.
silly lemons. Yay. Mofoco, sorry. Mofoco.
Much.
And he says, you guys, he means us. Seriously. He's thankful for us. Dang it.
Your list is short. Sorry, bud.
Oh.
We got to find a way to
It's still
monetize this.
It's still appreciated.
Somebody cares about us. Time to monetize. Make it not happen. Anyway, even though we ended their season on a sour note with a rollover at Gingerman, our car was only minimally wadded up. Driver was fine. The car and driver will live to fight another day. Hey,
That's a good one.
be thankful that you got out of that unscathed because it can be a dangerous situation. Don't roll your car, people. He is also grateful for a patient wife who is not into this insanity at all, but endures me anyway, more than really any of us deserve. But he said more than I deserve. He's also thankful for the hard work for all of those who make it all possible at Lemons and
Aw.
Lucky Dog.
So true.
Little heart. Do the heart thing, Chrissy.
All right. I just did that.
Can you do the little one?
No, your little one is so dumb.
I don't know. That's what the 14-year-olds do.
I don't get it.
Also thankful for, this one's going to come back to bite him, a free Dodge Magnum wagon flood car that they're currently building. 2023 is going to be awesome.
I agree.
Sure.
I feel like 2023 is going to be like progressive. There's no way we're seeing that car before 2024.
It's probably going to be a lot of sadness.
There you
They're
go.
not going to be so thankful about it anyway. We'll remind them next year. Well, we won't actually at all, but they can remember it.
Thanks for emailing. So we do or messaging.
Oh,
us. We
yeah, that
appreciate
sounds great.
Yeah.
So also mentioned earlier, the 91 Octane Podcast took this week off. In their post announcing such, they graciously offered other podcasts for their listeners to try, and that included us. Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm
Thanks
still far
to
behind. I haven't heard
John
it yet.
and Randy, two great car enthusiasts and a show worth a listen. Thank you so much. That's awesome. 91octane.com.
Link in our show notes.
Yep. Okay. Touchy feely guy. Kick this off.
Well, I simply copied and pasted our list from last year, but we can just
I can tell people that I don't remember
We
that
can-
last year.
we can roll through this how we feel, but we'll talk about the racing. I did some different racing this year, but I didn't get to do a lot of racing. So we'll talk about the racing, the people, the places, the experiences. What was cool that you're thankful for? Jeff?
Okay, we'll start with
We're
people.
gonna start.
Yeah.
I can start.
Let's-
Um,
please.
so
I'll go
so
last.
in the lemons world, we are kind of like people who hang around a long time and people who we talk to, you kind of learn who they are, although you've never actually met them. And two fantastic humans who are generally West Coasters, I got to hang out with and race with this year, and they were incredibly cool people, and I was so glad to thankfully meet them. Shout out to Neil Losi, who I think has 87 million driver points for this year. And Tim Burr. Tim Burr is an amazing dude. Always heard about
Amazing.
him, never met him.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm thankful
Facts.
to meet
He
new
is great.
people like those seriously excellent human beings.
It is great. I think Neil is still on track to have done every race this year.
That's amazing.
It's
It was
insane.
almost close at New Hampshire. He missed Friday. Got there sometime Saturday, or I guess late.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
And
Saturday
he
morning.
ended up winning 2 classes. That's great.
I know.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Mhm.
Chris, just go, and then you can just let's not mess with this here.
I am always happy. Every year, we always end up making a new team as a friend at the track. And that's always nice when we do that. Is someone else that you happen to get to know, whatever circumstances were going on that led to it. And that's great as someone else to say hello to as you're going around. I feel like at this point, like we know a lot of people, and there's a lot of just really nice people in a paddock. That's nice to meet more of them.
You don't
Also-
want to shout anybody out individually?
How about the Mazda team that we met at
The
Thompson?
Mazda 3 guys. Yeah, the
You
young
were
guys.
so
Yeah.
helpful to them, and I know they appreciated it so much. The Mazda 3
I
team.
just hope we see them back.
Hope
They're
so, but it's people like that at least they're struggling, and I know they appreciate somebody, if not just us, because there's plenty of other people that were closer to them that we're helping with. But it's so nice to see new people and
Absolutely.
making friends like that.
I agree.
I went the lame route and just said, I just love getting together with our team. Our team is pretty big, and some people kind of come and go, and every race, it's just so great to be able to spend a whole weekend with each other. It's away from families. It's away from your normal discussions with people, and you just end up laughing so much. So I just can't get enough of seeing our friends, which is great. Shout out to the Fishers when we see them. Always have a great time with them. And also, as we mentioned earlier, that I race against my coworker Dan, and we've gotten to get together and be a little closer and share some laughs and over drinks. And all of our coworkers pit each other against each other. So this is what's fun, but it's nice having somebody else that we've gotten to know a little bit closer.
So I typed the wrong thing in here, but we're talking about people. So I got to do some actual NASA enduros this year, and it's different, but it all comes down to the same thing: is you get to meet really cool people. And I had a great time hanging out with the Anderson brothers out here on the West Coast, and of course, reestablishing some of the connections with the Mark Francis team. But I'm going to specify just meeting interesting people. So at the Auto Club Raceway, which is closing this year, and I got to run it before it closed. Alice, and let's see if I can get this up to the screen. That was Alice. She had a Thunder Roadster.
Oh, yeah. We talked about her.
Yeah, 19
cool.
years old. Her first year in college was 2020. She's like, well, this is boring. So she bought a race car and restored it, and then ran it with a 5-gallon tank in a 4-hour enduro. Her dad was her pit crew. She would come in every 30 minutes. He would dump 5 gallons in. She would go back out and race again. People say that this hobby is dying. I don't believe it. I believe there are still passionate young people out there, and meeting her was just amazing. So, and that it underscores everything all you guys said. And Chrissy, I don't think that's a lame way out at all. And I'll get to that when we scroll down a little more.
Okay.
I just saw places that what Chris typed up. This is awesome.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Chris. Start it up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the places we went racing this year.
Oh my
Places
gosh.
racing. I think the favorite place that I
Wait,
went that was new
don't-
this year.
You're not
racing.
supposed to tell people.
I have to. It was
It's
that
a
good.
secret.
The pool at NJMP. We were there in grid life. It was 98 degrees. I went over to the pool and it was amazing. That's all
You
I
are
need to say.
so right.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even, I can just replace. I was thinking about our time at New Hampshire or NJMP without lemons, and it was low key and we had a pretty good time. I was thinking about adding that as mine. I didn't do any new tracks. We didn't do any new tracks this year, so that's kind of lame. I had missed a couple of New Hampshires in the past, so it was nice being back and nice being, I mean, I've been there. And I think last year I was there, but I missed a bunch. So it's kind of one of those things where you take a couple years off and you don't go and you're like, oh, this is why I come here. It's fun.
You're not off base with the pool. Remember when Big Sexy sent us pictures of him at the pool at the Atlanta Motorsports Park because the car blew up? And they're like,
theirs
yeah,
was
we're
like
going
a water
swimming.
park. It was
I mean,
great.
that was like rich people's house backyard kind of pool.
That
Yeah.
was cool.
So I got to do new tracks this year, which I didn't plan on doing at the beginning of the year. So I got to run Auto Club, which again, yeah, it your typical NASCAR roval, but I'll be able to say, I remember running Auto Club back in the day before it was another Amazon warehouse, which because they're tearing it down this year, and Ozarks, which scary and fun. If you have a chance to run Ozarks, double check your life insurance policy because that track will hurt you. And and next month in 2 weeks, I'm returning to Laguna. I'm sorry, I got to return to Laguna, and in 2 weeks I'm doing I'm returning to the 25 hours of Thunderhill.
Gotta get there. Anyway, I went nowhere this year. Maybe next year I'll go somewhere.
You talked about it too. You were all like, oh, I could go somewhere. Yay.
I
You're
did.
gonna
My
go
wife
to
totally gave me
NCM
permission.
and-
I just didn't get to go. I mean,
You have to like plan it
guess
and
I-
say like, yes, I'm going there.
I guess I went to the ice
Or
cream place
don't. I
at
don't
Thompson,
care.
and we all went as a team this year. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
I'm
It
gonna
was,
change
it
this.
was chaotic.
I'm gonna go with the pool theme. The Flamenguin.
Language.
The Flanguin.
That's not a place.
The-
That's an
It's
experience.
a flamenco.
Flamenco. The Flamenco. No. That was a place.
It was a plank. Okay, fine. Whatever.
Our
I'm
paddock
not
at
fighting.
Thompson.
Yeah.
okay.
Tepid tub.
Tepid tub. Tepid tub.
That's
was
what I
great.
called it. The tepid tub.
All right, what experiences did we do this year? We all had some fantastic experiences.
I got to see you guys, but I didn't get to race with you except one time, and that was the debut and demise of the RX-7. So
You actually
Chrissy,
drove it. That was fun.
yeah, and when Chrissy said, I'm going to go the lame route and pick the team, that's not lame at all. I was excited to go. I knew that I missed you guys, and it was everything that a 3 p.m. weekend always is. Frustrating. Stuff broke. We had to make a parts run, and we still had a great time. And
Oh,
came home with a trophy.
sometimes our things don't break. Sometimes we win and stuff.
and
Even
we
the
did. And
Mazda
we
broke that
broke.
weekend.
We broke and won. It was great.
Fine.
It's true. I'm going to say it was fun to drive the new Honda because I hadn't had a Honda. I've been working on that for a long time. So that was great to see. Great to get that on track, and it is fast. And someday we'll get it out again.
That's
And
so
also-
loud.
It is. And since the last time we did this Thankfulness episode, this counts, even though it was technically
I was like, no, it
last
doesn't.
year.
Nope, it doesn't. We did this. It's November, dude. That was September when we went to
Of September.
Buttonwillow.
Oh, then fine. I'm not going to put it on there.
You,
Then. I'm
you
just
know
going
what?
to leave
It's
it to
big
everything
enough.
Honda.
Big enough
Nope.
to shout it out.
No, good.
No?
Wrong
Wrong.
time.
You're wrong.
I just in my head Buttonwillow is in December.
It was
even though
September,
it's- yeah.
actually.
Whatever.
But it
Anyway.
was such a
was
such a
September,
great
'cause I couldn't
party.
go.
It was such a great party that you're
Nobody
thankful
knows what
a
we're
year
talking
later-
about because I shut him off before it even
Matt's
said
birthday
what
party
it
in
was.
Buttonwillow. Huh?
That's what it was. Okay,
Go
great.
ahead,
Thank
Chrissy.
you.
Tell us.
It was a
about
great
it.
race.
My favorite, one of the epic experiences was 40% cold, 80% party.
Explain
that-
what that is, because not everyone listens to every episode.
Sure. That was Pittsburgh. It was very, very cold.
It's
A lovely, young man named Robin. I don't even know. Oh, he drank a case of surges and then some. And then he lost his friends. And so he came out to hang with us, but he only had a towel on. Then he got a shower and he fell down in the shower and he was very, very, very drunk. So most of the lines that we coined that weekend were from him being drunk. It was hilarious. He got a shirt that said, I'm the guy who said 40% cold, 80% party. I have a shirt that says 40% cold, 80% party. And of course, that math doesn't add up because the kid was drunk. Anyway,
So we asked him, how are you? How are you? You okay? And he's like, well, I'm 40% cold, but 80% party.
But he showed up at NJMP, him and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They were hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
he leaned in.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He also
Oh, yeah.
was known as like,
the soapy sea lion. Yes, yes. So if you see all these numbers and they don't add up, it is all from a Pittsburgh party where Jeremy, I don't even know Jeremy's last name, from Monkey House.
Yeah.
It was
Owner of
Chris.
the Ombre.
Chris, Timber, and I stayed up way, way, way too late and sat in the warm garage at Pittsburgh North Garages and partied with this kid and just died laughing. I think it was like 4 a.m. when we went to bed, but it was one of those nights that it was just so epic that you're just like, it's going to suck for a long time after this, but so worth it. So really, really great.
He was equally nice when he was sober.
Oh,
Oh,
totally.
he's
Yeah.
lovely. No, right. Like, and the whole team really, truly leaned into it. So one of the best memories from this year. So
Do
calling
you
that
know
my
what car they
experience.
drive?
They have I think that's the Focus wagon.
Oh, they're one of the new Focus wagons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember, because talk about just people, there's that group of people that show up to NJMP every year. They never race. They just buy their spectator bands and they spend the whole
That's
weekend
true.
at MJMP because they were
I
on the
forgot
hot
about
tub.
them.
They were on the hot tub trailer cruising through, and I had to explain to them they're like 40, 80.
But
Yeah.
Wait, that what?
the
It's like
math don't make
it's like an
sense.
inside joke. So yeah, anyway, that's where if you see all the stickers they had that team made stickers, they made shirts, whatever. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
That happened this year. It was really cool, that race. And the NJMP theme, I think, was an experience. It was a full out go all in. Our team did a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got COVID, so that was
And
cool.
That's what I actually picked for my experience this year.
Yep. Oh,
I
good.
think we started as a team that did weird stuff. And we always continued to do weird stuff, but there is some
Unique stuff.
there's some pinnacle weird out there. Dong bouncing, dong
Oh,
throwing, whatever we're
yes.
doing, the SM theme, bringing a Citroen, bringing a Rolls Royce.
Springtime.
Springtime for Hitler. One year we changed every theme on every car, every race, and we had 3 cars. We took a Wartburg, an East German car, across the country, and then we raced it. And I will put Blazing Saddles up there as one of the most epic things we've ever done because it is so knife edge to do correctly, and we did everything perfect.
Props to Eric on that one.
Eric,
Absolutely.
914
much.
lover,
So
you're the
much.
man. Everybody who participated. Mental, I still have one of the misprinted stars, the sheriff stars. That's Wankel.
The Wankel Kid. Yeah.
Wankel Kid. The
Cam
Wankel Kid was
made those
great.
for us. Yeah.
Everything was perfect. That's why I love you all. That's my experience of you.
I mean,
Thankful
that
for all
that
of you.
toll booth turned out really, really well.
So many people brought dimes. Donnie put a dime bag in. Crazy.
Yeah.
it was so good.
Eric was told to everybody, don't forget to bring your dimes.
So
Sign
good.
me up. Best experience of the year. Thankful for it.
All right. So shifting away from that, we're going to move into the show. Things at the show. There'll be some overlap here, but
Okay.
Jeff.
Want me to go
Jeff?
first?
Yes.
We had a lot of great guests this year. Mike Meyer, the guy with the whatever the hell thing, Tiny Vet. We always have Eric and Uncle Dave. We had Bobbin. We
That
had
was
Eric
great.
914 Lover on. We had Curtis talking about his butt. But my favorite of the year was Jake Thewas, however you pronounce it, from Out Motorsports. I'm now an avid watcher of his YouTube channel. I've got to get to one of his events. What a great guy that I never would have met in the paddock because he doesn't do lemons. He's more of a champ guy and or AER. NASA, thank you. Does the stuff at NASA, runs his own events, love his articles, love his YouTube channel. Jake, I'll see you on the track someday, buddy.
I'm just going to say all the listeners because they enable us. That's nice. Thanks.
I'm going along the same. I think it's so amazing when we hear from people that either give us listener feedback on the spot, or they say, "Oh my gosh, you're Chrissy," or "You're Jeff," and or "You're Mental." You're just like, "What?" And nobody says, "Oh, you're Chris," because that's a thing. So unless they have something to tell you, or they're fighting you about
Unless there's something that's broken.
Or pronunciation. Oh, that too. Or pronunciation of something you've said incorrectly. So I think. Okay, fine. What the different
Citron.
Citroen.
That's mental.
No.
Scrapyard Fuji's.
I think I have their sticker up here.
Scrappy R Fuji's.
I know. I just said it quickly. Anyway, it's awesome to have listeners point us out, talk to us, giving us feedback on the spot. Shout out to Guy and his family, which we've seen a couple years now, and to see him and talk to him at a couple different races. So we've gotten to know his family. We've seen his, I believe, wife, spouse, and child, and they're great. So it's really fun and they've given us some really good ideas and new entry to the sport. It's interesting to hear what they have to say and gave us some great ideas. So love hearing from our listeners, especially when we're at races.
It sounds like we rehearsed this, but we didn't.
What?
We all put this in there. It is the most weird thing, and it is so humbling when someone goes, "Hey, are you so and so?" Because my instant reaction is, I paid that bill. But people actually like coming up to us and talking to us. We're not like professional celebrities, so if we come off as kind of awkward, it's not out of a lack of gratitude. Yeah, it's because we're weirdos. It's not because we're not grateful. We really, really, truly are. And I hope that comes across. I've gotten so many offers to drive so many people's cars, and I want to take them up on it, but at the same time, I feel guilty. I'm like, but you know what? I'm just going to start doing it because some of these cars are just great. And I'm going to, the Battle Scar, the Thunderbird down in Texas, they've offered to let me drive that thing. And I want to, because it's got like 700 horsepower and it's crazy fast.
And you're a vet?
Yeah, but it's so if you guys don't know this story, we just did this as a means to kind of, keep talking. And then Jeff went to a driver's meeting and someone goes, "Hey, I know that voice," and came back.
You're mental, aren't you? And I went, "No, I'm not."
He did not say that.
It was Atlanta.
Yeah, I know it was Atlanta, but he was
Barber. It was Barber.
Barber, right? You're right.
Because you came back and said bad news. People are listening. We have to start paying attention to what we say. And it is really been fascinating. This has gone on longer than I think any of us thought it would, and it's still fun. And you're the ones who make it fun. So thank you all
so much.
Yeah. We can skip this next one, but we didn't get to talk about.
Why not?
Okay. Yeah. The places that we've been.
That was a question to see if the first guy wanted to skip. I'm sorry.
And that's fair. And I'll do this out of order because we did the thankful episode. Then we went to PRI. We didn't get a chance to say how thankful we were to PRI. Racing Junk let us broadcast from their booth, and that was just cool. We got to go around and see a bunch of fun stuff. That is still that was a great Airbnb that we stayed at. Indianapolis is a really fun city. Got to hang out with Hagel
That was
race
such
a lime versus bird. See which
Yeah.
is best.
Yeah.
one of those like race weekends, but smaller, fewer of us,
More
different
dangerous.
place.
More dangerous. Yeah, definitely
Sure.
more dangerous.
What a great time. We had a
Yeah.
great time going. So yeah, no, I totally think PRI is definitely that was last year, December, but
Yeah.
after our thankful episode. So we'll take it.
That's why I had it listed as an experience for me, because it wasn't Indianapolis. It was the experience of the whole weekend of all the stuff
You're
we did.
absolutely right. That's exactly what I wrote.
Yeah.
I wrote PRI was great. Not the show, not the PRI show.
Which was
The
great.
show. Everyone racers getting to hang out with all y'all,
Yep.
flying. That was like the first time I flew. Like, and let's put it in perspective. I think that's really the first traveling any of us did since COVID that was like real. I mean, maybe Mental has been doing a little bit more. Than some
We
of
had been to
us.
Mexico already.
Oh,
and
okay.
and we had been to Buttonwillow. Buttonwillow, yes, right. So we had gone in
Okay,
September.
so
we had
only
flown-
me. I was
Right,
the only
right.
one. It's like, oh, it's my first flight since COVID.
Right, you're just like, oh, and I was working. I was flying for work.
You were flying
I
all
think.
over the place
So
for
it was
work,
like,
yeah.
what? No.
It was the first social flying that I had
Yeah.
done. So anyway, it was
Yes.
great hanging out with y'all.
Yep.
Bird scooters, limes.
Totes, and then
Yeah.
Mental. You
Getting
added
drunk
SEMA on
with-
here because you went to SEMA this year.
They did.
Yes.
They were saying that, without the OEMs coming, it's going to be a crappier show. I think it's a better show. I think getting to go back to SEMA was fantastic. They filled an entire another hall that they built with, more car stuff. And it was more about the car stuff, not the car makers. Loved it. This year's SEMA, my favorite SEMA. And
Interesting.
I know a
This
lot
is
of people
number
always,
3 for you, right?
and I know a lot of people like, oh, SEMA's so played out, blah, blah, blah. If you go there with no goals, it's a wonderful time. And got Josh Clayman got in this year with his dad, Steve, and he just wandered around, took pictures. Oh my God, this is amazing. And he was texting me citing some of our pictures. Where'd you see that car? I got to go see it. SEMA is one of those things. It's just go look at it. Don't go there with expectations or I'm going to count every Bluetooth drive shaft. I'm going to find everything wrong with SEMA.
Ding,
Go there
Ding.
and
ding,
Yeah.
ding.
We
Go
dinged
there.
on this. Say ding,
go there and find
Ding.
everything right with those shows.
ding.
Yeah, I recently got a email from
Oh
PRI.
yeah, I got a phone
sure it
call.
I'm sure it was like an auto thing, some sort of robot that emailed me and it said, "Don't forget, there's still time to register for your credentials for PRI."
I
I
got a
lo-
voicemail.
And I literally hit reply and said, "Thanks, love the show, but I'm not going to be able to make it this year." And like a human responded
Yeah,
and said, like, "Don't worry about it. Jeff would love to have you back whenever." I was like, "Holy cow!"
yeah.
Mark was asking if we were going to make it out there again as a show. And I said, with our travel, we couldn't this year, but maybe we should think about that going back
Yeah.
next year. We know a great place to stay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Or try a different place because we never know. But we did have a hot tub and that was pretty
hot
awesome.
tub.
So there was all the things.
That was one of the requirements when we were picking the Airbnb. It's like, we can find one with a hot tub. That's totally the way to go.
I
And
love that we came up with the Airbnb. We started comparing ones. And then when you and I had both picked the same one,
Yeah.
like, well, that just happened. We're getting this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and I think we were like, we're paying a little more. Mental is asleep on the couch, but
We all
worth
said
it.
totally worth it.
Totally worth it. And then like hanging out with Pagel. Like, let's not forget that.
Oh yeah.
And we
That's
did the
fantastic.
interview, we did the booth show. Not that anybody could hear it because my microphone screwed up.
Come
I'll do it better next time.
Come
I bought some, borrowed some new equipment from work. So next time.
Oh, now we talk about racing. We talk about the show. We do stuff, but obviously we have lives. Chrissy's a dumpster diving safety professional. Jeff is a woodsman social warrior. We're
my
Somebody
the
type it.
vision in my head was like the Tin Man with the axe. Like,
Chris is a lumberjack. We're having
And I'm
our lives
okay.
out there. So
oh
So-
boy.
yeah, outside of both of those, people this year, I talked about the 91 Octane, and also got to actually hang out at NASA and Vera events with Jaime Garcia from the FF podcast, and it's courtesy of Bill Fisher.
Yeah.
Getting to do stuff with that.
Putting me
was
on that
just a-
stupid weight loss challenge. Notice I didn't put that as something I was thankful for.
Oh,
I
that's
was
good.
effing hungry for 3 months. And I didn't
And
lose
you were
crap.
hassled. And you were hassled.
I was hassled.
Oh, we were
Oh,
like, yep. And you were
terrible.
supposed to be carrying you were supposed to be carrying the name of
Ah,
our podcast, and we hassled you, and you're just like, but I just wanted Wawa.
no, it wasn't the Wawa.
You didn't
breakfast.
spill any
I
soup in your
just
car that whole
wanted
time. though.
Taco
Soup in my car.
Bell.
No, don't do Taco Bell either.
Okay, fine.
I do eat
whatever.
Wawa, but I don't want Wawa. I don't
I want
desire Wawa.
So,
I just like, fuck, it's 9 o'clock and I gotta eat. Where am I gonna eat?
or don't, and then start over in the next morning.
It is 9:52 and I have not had dinner, so
At this point, why bother?
Don't bother.
because I'm starving. But anyway,
When you're
yeah,
sleeping,
Jaime.
you won't
I like
notice.
Jaime's. I like Jaime's show. I still listen every now and then.
Yep. Neat cat.
Yeah.
Jeff, you got something on that.
I do. My son. So for those of you who don't remember, we mentioned that I missed Pittsburgh and I missed a NASA event, and these were all because my son's social calendar got in the way. He's now 14, and let me tell you, the difference that a year makes in my son has been huge. He's figuring out who he is. He has found his passion. It happens to be theater, so when he's in a play and we have a race, I cannot escape anymore. He just got done. He was a background character in the I can't remember the name of it. The Matthew Shepard story, but I can't remember the name of the damn play. The Laramie Project. Thank you. And like he's probably on team LGBT somewhere. He's still trying to figure that out, but he is just become an amazing character. And since we are shopping for an EV6, he recently said to my wife, "You're not going to get rid of the Subaru, are you?"
Yeah, I heard about this.
Well, when I turn 17, what am I going to drive? Why don't we keep it? I'm like, yes, he wants a car. Hallelujah. So,
Well, almost a car.
it's what he knows of a car.
And it'd be great if you didn't have to drive him places.
It's
So
exactly
if he
what he
was
said.
like
He's like, "I
even a
wanna
little
drive
bit
myself."
interested, good. That's a step. Like,
But-
who cares if he's that excited about actually driving? Like, I don't want to be a race car driver, but like, if you're just going to drive somewhere, that's
Yes.
great.
He's not going to be the millennial, the Gen Z who's like, drive. I
yeah.
want to drive. He's like, no, I need that car so I can go to my places and do my things. That's awesome. Even like Boy Scouts, he's like, yeah, Dad, you don't have to come this time. Hallelujah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out. But
You're
yeah,
not fooling anybody though. When he's like, "Oh, you don't have to come." Just a little stab in the heart, just a small one.
he does that, but that's okay.
Chris,
anyway,
you're not thankful for any
Chris, do you
people.
like people?
I mean, sure. I'm just nothing stands out this year as being different, so
no.
I don't know. Yeah, that's sorry.
Mhm.
I'm thankful for Chrissy. Oh, isn't that nice?
There you go.
Even Chrissy doesn't like that answer.
I know.
Yes, I'm thankful for all of you. Oh, this is no, we are all friends, so you're outside of both, whatever.
Right.
You know what? It's great. I have 2 nephews that live up the street, so I'll shout them out. I
There you
mean,
go.
besides my whole family, my sisters, blah blah blah, all those. It's really great. Sometimes I'm able to help and babysit, and I'm happy to see them. So I'm just gonna call them thankful for those guys.
Nice.
Nice.
You're not going to talk about your job?
Oh no, that's not people. I just
Oh.
was thinking of other outside this year, whatever.
Got it. I thought you were going to say something nice about the people you work with. No,
Nope.
don't like
Nope.
those jerks. I understand.
Except for that one that races, he's okay.
Oh, sure, yes. And he might be a listener. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Ah,
Places?
Places,
Shall we go on to
Jeff.
places?
you should.
I vacationed in a new place this year. Me and the wife without the kid
So crazy.
went on vacation. Imagine that, because again, he's 14 and able to take care of himself now. And we did a long weekend in Rehoboth, and it was amazing. It's like the Cape, but colder.
Is it? Shouldn't be colder.
When
I
did
was
you
like- I
go?
was
In
actually trying
June?
to figure
Sorry.
out
Cape
Try
of
to-
warmer? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what
Busier?
I mean, it's pretty warm in the Cape. Like,
Well, I went to the Cape in like September. I went to the Rehoboth in like October. So
oh,
Okay, fine.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Got it.
Got it.
Okay. I'm going to say just the Cape. We're enjoying it while we can.
Yeah. I'll go a little further out. We the Cape, obviously, which is one of our favorite places. We did 2 trips to Florida. It's kind of nice to go and get away in a little different place. Both times, maybe not, but both times we've worked there, so it's kind of nice to be able to like sit on a porch and sit with a computer on your lap, and it's seeing the ocean. We go in different times that aren't really the summer, so I'll say that we've gone to Florida twice this year.
It's a good one. I got to go to Luftacult, which is
a little jealous.
yeah, it's a air cooled Porsche thing, but I have no interest in moving there or being there. And actually, I've always had kind of a negative attitude towards LA, but I've had to go to LA or not had to, I've got to go to LA a couple times. And the times that I got to go, it's actually been great because either I'm going there and hanging out with Matt, who's always very open and nice with his
Pantless
house.
Matt.
Yeah, Pantless Matt. And not nearly as terrifying as it sounds staying at Pantless Matt's house. But
He has a lovely house.
I was
It's
gonna
great.
say,
It is. It's a
We
great
stayed
place.
in. It's very interesting. The layout's interesting. It's just interesting.
It is. The joke we were making is you could
The
tell
kitchen
when-
color is amazing.
You could tell when the craftsman, do it yourself or handyman family moved out and was replaced with we're just going to do everything as cheaply as possible family.
mhm.
It's a little-
But it was,
Interesting.
yeah, I've had some great times to go to LA and spend it with some great people, and you can develop an affinity for that place and still have, no interest in living there. And it's a bit unfortunate. We had to say goodbye to our big dog this year, but that kind of opens Vicky and I up to a lot more travel. So we're looking to actually getting back to going to places as a couple.
It's
So we'll-
easier to throw the little ones in the trunk.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Or, cheaper to put them in a doggy spa,
Got it.
Yep.
Got it.
especially, they don't have to get insulin shots and things like that. So
Yeah, I get it.
Mhm.
Totally get it. All
Cool.
right. Well, what about the experiences?
This summer, I took a lot of time off in the summer because I've been with my company long enough. I have a lot of vacation time, and so we took a lot of time off this summer. That was really nice. We took a lot of time and had a great trip around New England. We started at the Cape, worked our way up, went hiking, did
Yeah.
Maine, saw Tim, worked our way
Oh,
back to the
times
Cape.
2. I'm just taking
that was
that
great.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a great trip.
All day. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, we tacking on things. And it was well planned and had really great weather, I think.
Phenomenal weather.
Yeah,
and
I
it
mean,
was-
totally.
it wasn't
times
too
two.
hot for being August. The Cadillac was a wonderful road trip companion. All
We
of the
didn't make
above.
it too messy. We lived out
Yep.
of it. Right with times 2. Done.
Nice. Mental?
that's great. I've been with this job for a year and a half, but this last year we're kind of defining what our roles are, and I figured out what my job is, and then even had some of it defined for me. And I'm going to be a bit cocky. I'm pretty good at it.
That's great.
I am one of only 3 civilians in the history of Red Flag to ever be a team chief. I'm the only contractor ever. And that was it was nice to kind of feel challenged again, which I hadn't since I had been wearing a uniform. That was great. With the new renegotiation, I now have also an abundance of off time, which I look forward to using.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm back into it traveling. They kind of like that I do the car thing. It's great.
that's
And,
wonderful.
Yes. So, there, as you guys could tell, some days when you get into the show notes, oh wow, Mental had nothing to do this week. Yeah, this is really
Occasionally.
yeah. And then other times, you're logging up
Occasionally.
5 minutes before the show starts, and there are no notes. So
There are none.
times when I actually have doing some work.
So I'm really glad your job's doing well. Let me interrupt you really quick here and say, I hope this year you get to fly the UFOs out of Groom Lake. Next red flag, okay?
Stop talking. God, Jeff, I'm trying to keep this job. Man.
Oh.
All right, sit in the back.
But,
I hope
yeah.
you get to sit in the back and play with the radar
Um,
of the UFOs.
Stop saying that word. Gosh, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Weather balloons, Jeff.
Weather balloons.
NSA's already coming for me. Man.
Yep, I hear it overhead.
Legitimately though, this spring, and well, unfortunately it was one of those times that I actually had to work, but Vicky's sister, the one that married the other Air Force guy, they came down, and so I got to be cool uncle again because we've got a pool and we got a hot tub, and it was snowing when they left Seattle. They
Heck
came here and
yeah.
they all got sunburned, and then I took them on on one of our Friday morning breakfast club runs, and stuffed them all in the AMG and ran down a bunch of 911s, and that was reestablishing I'm cool uncle status. That was just a great time.
Excellent. Is that my
Great.
turn now?
Yes, it is.
Wrapping it up all. This is it, Jeff.
I hate to sound like mental because he said how good he was. I love my Veloster N. I am still hopelessly in love with that stupid
Aw.
Robin's Egg blue car.
It's a cool car.
It is the
Cool car.
best thing that I've ever done is buying that for me. And what happened is I paid off my student loan. I'm 50 years old, and I said I'm going to buy it, and I finally bought it. And it's like literally today, on the way to work, I had to take it to a wash. Yes, an automatic car wash because it was 2 degrees because I got mud on it while I was out camping.
Okay.
And got out real quick to give it the quick wipe down in a couple places that don't. And I was just like, damn, I still love this thing. And
Oh,
then
that's
driving
wonderful.
here from the Scout Mental's little thing with Winston Wolf is kind of what I did across town. And man, I still love pushing that little button and hearing the pops and crackles. So
Aw,
Thankfully, you don't live in California. You'd have to
Nope.
sell it.
thank
so
God.
cute.
Yeah.
Well, great. Chris, how bad was this?
It was fine.
You can turn your robot
Wow,
hat on as
we
soon as
will
we're done.
He's
Stop
gonna go in the
talking about our
garage and he's
feelings
gonna
for
go in the garage
just a
and
minute.
weld something just to get it all off of him.
Yeah, exactly. We will stop talking about our feelings for just a minute to move into our famous ending segment called, what's it called, Chris?
Just a tip.
Just the tip.
Great.
So this
Yeah.
weekend, as I am splitting all this wood, I'm thinking as I'm doing this, like I'm watching this hydraulic machine just tear through massive logs. Like this is really something. So I'm thinking all of the ways that one could be irreparably harmed in the use of this machine.
So I'm interested to hear this.
And it's mostly you need to be careful about never, ever, ever putting anything between the blade with the 27-ton hydraulic ram behind it and the piece of wood underneath it. Ever. Not just, I'm going to move this thing, not just that. No, never.
Isn't there a safety?
No, there's a lever. You push the lever, but the lever it's backwards. You push it up to make the thing go down and down for it to go up. I think that's the case. Like you fall on it, you don't want it to. If you land on the lever, you don't want it to go down. That was my guess.
Okay.
Because it took a while for him to learn it, but
So this wasn't like a longitudinal thing. It was up and down.
It does both. It goes
Okay.
vertical but I don't want to lift these 100-pound logs
No.
up onto the thing and then fall right now. So I did it in vertical like the whole time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they worked that way. I've never actually.
Yeah, if you're doing like 8-inch diameter logs, sure, it'll work great in horizontal mode, and that's very nice, and they'll fall down to the sides. That seems lovely. But when you're doing these 2.5 feet across logs, you got it. I'm not lifting those up.
Get it.
So yeah, that's it. Just anytime you're using something that has a lot of force behind it, don't ever take it for granted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see up and down.
I'm
Okay.
sending it either.
Look at
showing a
that.
picture.
He's wearing his ear protection. I'm
I
sure
did.
you had on your eye protection.
I did.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
so just don't take it for granted when you're using anything like that. Think about the consequences of what could happen. So just don't. Like, find another way. It's not, there's no reason you need to put your hand between the blade and the wood. You can just be off to the side. Great. You can still hold the wood, do what you need to do, move it around, and take away that risk, because that thing could very easily slice right through your arm.
Any close movement moments? Did you get like a glove caught in the machinery or anything? Or
nothing, because as I'm sitting there, I was
roll it over
thinking
your
about it.
foot or anything?
No, I was thinking
Well, it
about it a
doesn't
lot.
move very fast, so you've got time, and you only did
You do.
how many 800 cuts or something?
Right. Yeah, but still, like, one errant moment where you push it the wrong way and your hand's on the wrong spot,
Oh, I get it.
and you go right through your hand.
Yeah, or
right
you're
through your hand.
thinking, oh, I'll be perfectly safe while this thing's still in motion, and it won't be a problem. And the splinter or something catches a chunk of your clothing, and as you go to turn away, now what you thought was plenty of time becomes a struggle. And that's why you just don't do it. Just don't.
And because the potential consequences are so catastrophic if it goes wrong. Like,
And of course, I left for most of Sunday, just left you working in the dark where our neighbors came over to try to give you a light on a.
I had a headlamp. It was wonderful.
No problem. Just
That's
left
all
you
I, all I
alone.
needed to see was right in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly that.
yes,
Had
he
that
did.
exact one. It was great. So anyway, yeah, watch
I'm
out
gonna
for.
leave that on for the end of the show. 'cause
No,
I
don't
think
turn it
that's-
on because we're all going to be
No,
blinded.
no. I'm not going to turn it on. I'm going to leave it on because it has to do with the end of the show.
Okay.
good.
Wow, this is the weirdest look. I look really bizarre
It's like,
with
don't
this
do
headlight
that.
over my headphones.
That's really scary. Okay. Thank you, Chris, for that.
Thanks,
Just the
Chris.
tip.
Yeah. that's
Be
good tip.
careful. And there's a lot of lifting, maneuvering, twisting, like just terrible ergonomics that happen
Yes,
with
don't injure your back moving those
So
logs.
much.
Thank you, Bruce, for that
But-
tip.
But that you
well,
can heal from cutting your arm off because you
No.
put it in the wrong
Totes.
spot.
totes.
Crushing all of the bones in your foot.
Oh,
That's way worse.
Yeah.
no, don't
Then
do all
little
of this. Okay,
back
let's
tweak.
move on. We didn't hurt yourself. That's great.
The next show promo.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this show. We are going to talk about, it might be a week late, but we're going to talk about our Gearhead shopping gift list. I have been thinking about this for weeks. I already have things to fill in and I can't wait to show you. We are going to be putting on anything that we find Black Friday gifts that we think are cool.
That's awesome.
We're going to put them on social media. We're going to give you links if there's coupon codes, if there's anything. If we see it, we're going to give it to you because that's the best time to do it. We'll probably re-put it on for the next show, and then when you get it, hopefully there's still deals, and if not, hopefully you can still get the things that we are thinking are cool. But we're totally going to give you our favorite gifts.
And for those who missed it, this is still the favorite off of last year's list.
All right. Well, we'll put it on for this year's list.
The strip headlamp.
Right,
Strip-
he's
yeah,
holding it up,
LED
and people
strip
don't know what you're
headlamp.
talking about.
Wow, you
Audio
totally
show.
forgot.
Remember?
Audio
Still
show.
4
Okay. Anyway,
times as many people watching.
Gearhead shopping gift list. Look for Black Friday. If you see any,
Yeah,
tag
send it to
us.
us so we can
We're
tweet it out.
because we would love to be able to tell people, especially if
Yeah.
you have a coupon code, if you've got something that's good going
Or
on,
maybe
let
we
us know.
want that thing, whatever it is.
Yes.
Sure,
yes,
sure.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So tag us.
Should we tell
post
them
us,
to
email
should
to-
we tell them Facebook and Instagram? Was that what we'll watch?
Any means they have to get a hold
Okay.
of us. Everyone Racers, everything Jeff's going to list off at the conclusion of the show. Any social media that you follow us on, tag us, ding us. Jeff's
it,
really good. Jeff's,
Facebook Messenger.
Chrissy's
will-
excellent on the Facebook. I'm usually on the gram. The text.
Yeah, I was
come
on
to
the
me.
gram plenty
Does
this weekend.
Twitter
so-
even
Totally
exists
were.
these days? At the
Twit-
let me just say that it is
twits.
10 after 10 on Tuesday the 19th.
Twitter?
20th?
We were
22nd.
gonna pay
22nd?
the $8 to get our blue check next to
Yeah.
Everyone Racers, and then we realized no one ever is going to pretend to be
Yeah.
Everyone Racers.
At the time of recording, Twitter still exists. But it might not by the time you're hearing us. Thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. If you hated us, give us 5 stars. Tell us why. If you're watching us on the YouTube, hit us right down there in the doodly doo. Let's see here. If you ever, okay, so here's all of our social media. Give us all of those great Black Friday deals that you're seeing. everyone, you can email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. Text us 484-243-0455. Instagram or Twitter, if it exists, everyone.racers. YouTube and Facebook under everyone space racers. Reddit /E1R. Thanks again, and until next week. My gosh, I'm stumbling on my words. Thanks again, and until next week, keep walking your wiener dog in the little jacket. Unless you're driving a car, then just keep those wheels down.